So here we go. All right. Take a moment and just stand with our feet underneath our hips. Arms kind of shake out the hands. And then bring the shoulders up to the ears and then just relax them down. And then bring your chin to neutral. So even if you have to touch your chin, with 2 fingers, just to kind of make sure it's not down, it's not going up, it's just neutral. A lot of times as we age, we get this, what they call head carriage, where we kind of lean forward. I want you to practice keeping the shoulders back, hands relaxed, and the head up. So just feeling your body from the feet to the crown of your head. It's a normal stance. And then with your eyes open, keep awareness, find something, a focus point. So something in front of you. I'm lucky I've got plants right in front of me. So I just find a plant and I look at it and I wonder, do I need to water it? But then I move that thought out of my head and go, okay, concentrate. So I'm going to concentrate just for a few minutes on breathing and staring right at something and focus. So we'll inhale together, exhale together. Inhale, exhale. Just take a couple of these, focusing your attention on one point, breathing, and relaxing. If you'd like to set an intention or a dedication for your practice, you can do that now. If you have a mantra you want to repeat for the week. And now that we've practiced a little bit of just mindful breathing and focus, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add in the arms. So keep staring straight ahead at your focal point. And as you inhale, lift the arms up through the front. Don't move your head, just reach the arms up. Pause at the top and then exhale, exhale, exhale until your hands come down by your hips. And we'll do that again. So the inhalation, your breath brings your arms all the way up to the top. Head stays neutral, arms reach up, fingers expand. Exhale, arms come down by the hips. Now your breathing rate is probably different than what I'm calling, so you have to really be mindful and do it at your own rhythm. So you'll inhale the arms up, you pause at the top with the fingers reaching straight up overhead. And then the exhalation, the hands and arms lower to the waist. Let's do a couple more of these. Very intense focus. Straight ahead so the neck does not move yet. Let's do one more round. On the inhale, bring the arms up. And on the exhale, bring the arms down by the waist. Pause for just a second, keeping the head neutral and the gaze focused on your focal point. And just relax. Soften your knees so you're not locking out your joints. Now we'll step back with the right foot. So just step back, right foot. Left knee is forward, and then we're going to bend into it. So we'll start with our hands down, bend into your left knee and reach the arms up. So same sequence, just bending into the left knee. Exhale, hands come down by the hips and your left knee straightens. So it's an inhale, bend into the knee, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come down by the hips. Again, stay focused on your drishti, your dot, or whatever you're staring at. Inhale the arms up overhead as you bend the knee. Neck stays neutral. I think I'm at 8. We'll do a total of 10. And one more for me. Make sure you've got all that you needed to do on this side. And then hands come down, knees straightens. Step your feet together and just pause. Relax your shoulders, relax your legs. And breathe. And now we'll step back with the left foot, right foot will be forward. Arms down by the waist. And then we'll inhale, bend into your knee and reach the arms to the sky. Keep staring straight ahead. Exhale, straighten the knee and bring your hands down by your hips. Inhale, bend, reach up. Exhale, hands by the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend into the knee, reach straight up. Exhale, straighten the knee, hands reach down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Step your feet together. Stand tall, nice and neutral stance. And just take a couple breaths here. And then we'll step back with both feet. Just one little tiny step back. And then hands come to the top of the chair. Now see if you can push your heel of your hand down so your fingertips point up. So stretching out the wrist, since we've had some wrist complaints this morning. And that's totally normal. So push your fingers into the edge of the chair and then your heels of your wrists down. Okay, let's stretch. And I will do the opposite. So turn your hands over so the wrist is resting on top of the chair and your fingers are pointing towards your hips. Draw your head back up, look forward to your spot you were staring at a moment ago. Again, if this is a metal one like mine, it doesn't feel so great. So be mindful of just, you don't even have to use the chair to tilt your hands this way. All right, now stand back up and roll out the wrist. Okay, now we're going to take both hands back to the top of the chair, step back just a little bit more, not much more, and then we're going to do some cats and cows here. So you want to be back far enough that you can drop your head down and then scoop it forward for the cow. And then push back. The spine goes up, chin tucks in for the cat shape. And then again, we go back to cow, elbows point down, head lifts up, and you can feel the tailbone kind of pointing up to the sky. Bend the knees and tuck the chin towards your chest for cat. Shoulder blades separate in this pose. And then drop the belly, cow pose. Now, keep in mind, knees are always soft. We don't want to lock out the joints. Elbows are soft too. Just move through a couple cat and cow. Those are just standing cat and cow poses. You really think about the articulation of the spine. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just notice what you're feeling and how it's affecting your breath. And maybe it's warming you up from the inside. And we'll do one more cat and one more cow. And then when you finish, just step your feet back towards the chair, stand tall. Relax your hands by your hips. And just stand straight and natural. So again, feeling like the shoulders are not coming forward, but they're actually kind of lifting up and back. So a slight lift in the front body and a slight feeling like the back side is kind of going down and the front side's lifting up. Working on a balance of our front and our back side of our body today. And now we're going to take the arms out to the side. So I'm just going to turn outside. So you're just going to bring the arms up. So now arms come out the side. Touch the finger pads and then exhale the arms down. Okay. Do that 5 more times. So we inhale. And exhale. Inhale, fingertips touch above your head. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, arms come back by the side. Stand still, take a couple breaths here. Now we'll bring our hands back to the top of the chair. And we're going to step back just a little bit. And we're going to come into kind of an arching, a heart opening pose. So you're just going to lean forward and arch the back, jut your chin slightly forward, and then draw it back. So you're going to push it forward and then draw the chin back so that the cervical spine, this thing feels like it's going upwards, not forwards. And maybe you can feel this in the backs of your legs. And now we'll just push back into downward facing dog. And you may have to scoot back. And we'll stay here for a couple breaths. This nice big downward facing dog. Adjust and move. You can sway and figure out how the body's functioning this morning, especially underneath the arms and the backs of the legs. And now we'll come back up and lean back into that arching shape. So you can push your hips towards the chair. Your hands go into the top of the chair, so it's grounding the legs of the chair into the floor. Shoulders roll back and jut the chin forward and then pull the chin back as opposed to and back and up. And you should feel this in your core. Your belly is working here. Your inner thighs are working. All kinds of muscle groups are activating right here. Shoulders going away from the crown of your head. And then we'll push back again, downward facing dog. All right, here we go. Rise up, lean forward. Heels can stay down, and then pull your hips towards the back of the chair. Press your hands into the top of the chair. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the head up. Engage your belly. Squeeze your inner thighs and glutes. Don't forget to breathe. And then nice and gently push back to your downward facing dog. All right, after a couple breaths, we do it again. Inhale, rise up. If you want to lift up the heels off the ground, if you want to get bigger, you can do that. Bring the hips forward, shoulders press down into the hands, head lifts up, chin tucks back, belly, glutes and thighs engaged. And then see if you can push your hips a little bit more forward. Be careful your chair doesn't move. And then pull it back, downward facing dog. We're going to do 2 more of these. So if you know where you're going, just take it at your own pace. Inhale, rise back up into. If you want to lift the heels, you can, or keep the heels down. Keep your chair stable. Keep your gaze straight ahead. So we're not moving the neck yet. Exhale and push the heels back into the mat or the floor. Stretch out the arms in front of you. Push your hips away from you. All right, last one. Make it a good one. We inhale, rise up. Hips come forward, shoulders come down, head comes up. Exhale back. And now we'll step back forward to the chair. Stand nice and neutral in our Tadasana Pose. Thumbs by the hips, and you can just stand there and take a couple breaths. Notice how the body feels now. And we think about rooting from the feet and rising up. So the practice today I want you to think about is with spring, things are growing from the ground upwards. And with spring, there means opportunities. And opportunity means in Latin to see. So think about what you see in the springtime, and there's opportunities here. Just breathe. All right, now we're going to add in a little bit more arm gestures here. Step back with your right foot again. Left foot is forward. And then we're going to inhale, bend the knee, and take the arms out. So to the side. So it looks like that. Okay. So hands are out, knee is bent. And then we'll inhale, bring the hands and touch your heart center. So the knee, so it goes out, and then the hands touch. Notice what's happening in the back right foot, the right calf. Maybe your knee's like my knee, it's making a little bit of crunchy sounds. It's like, oh, you're waking up. Let's do one more. And then the hands come down, the feet come back together. Pause for just a second, catch your breath. And then we'll do it on the other side. So left foot will go back. This time, right knee will be forward. And the wider your stance is, by the way, so if you take your feet out a little wider, not too wide, but it does help with balance. So arms come out to the side, bend into the knee and take your hands to your chest, and then straighten the knee, arms out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You're getting it. Try to bring the knee forward, not out to the side, right or left. Head is still nice and neutral, gazing at that one fixed point. Good, and now come back through center. Hands come down, step your feet together. Stand nice and tall. Relax the shoulders, maybe even close your eyes and just take a rest. All right. So from here, I'm just going to turn to face towards you. Feet slightly apart, so your chair can still be in front of you. I'm just going to so you guys can see me. Feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Inhale your right arm forward. Take your right hand to your left shoulder. Look to the right. Now bring your right hand back forward and lower the right hand. Left arm, reach it forward. Left hand to right shoulder, look over your left shoulder. And bring your left arm back out in front of you. Lower it down. Right arm reaches out in front. Right hand to left shoulder, look to the right. Right hand extends back out and down. Left arm extends out. Left hand to right shoulder, look to the left. Now I want you to take a couple of these, you know where we're going. I want you to do mindful movements. Knees are soft, don't lock out your knees, and just kind of reach out through the right hand and then touch the shoulder, look in the opposite direction as your hand. Just breathe and move. So mindful movements is what this is. And if you're getting tired, you can always come back to your seat for this. So this is, and you're able to do this one seated as well. So I've been practicing this one with my seniors that live at the senior living center, and most of them are in their 90s. And to see their mind work and stay really concentrated is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So movement and attention, the mindfulness movement, is so good for your cognitive skills as you age. And they're showing statistics and science that this mindful movement helps fight off dementia, Alzheimer's, and just plain old memory loss, which, heck, we all need that, right? Can't remember where I put my phone, my keys. All right, finish out Do one more on each side. And now back through center, and just maybe bring your feet back in just a little bit. Maybe bend the knees, give them a little shake. Whenever you need a little wiggle in the legs. And then come back to just being still and stand tall and rest. So giving our body and our mind just a moment to absorb the work we just did. And now we're going to come back to our seat. So we're actually going to go back to the seated shape, and we're going to work a little on our abdominals now. Slightly to the side. So once you get into your seat, sit about in midway to just kind of in the middle of the chair. Now, just as we were standing, I want your spine to be nice and long. Chin is nice and neutral. So you can even put your 2 fingers underneath your chin and feel what's it doing. Kind of keep it neutral. And now we're going to take the right knee and lift it up. Right hand is going to push down and lean back your head, almost jutting the chin back, giving yourself a double chin. And then lower the right knee. We'll do that a couple times on the right side. So press into your left foot into the ground, lift up the right knee, lean back, and then lower. Try it again. Lift up the knee, push the arm, straighten the elbow, lean back, and then lower. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, I feel this one. I hope you guys do too. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lean back. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Rest the right leg, right abdominals. Take a breath or 2. Let's do the left knee. Hand to the left knee or the left leg. Elbow goes straight, and you're going to lift the knee into the hand, lean and arch back, and then lower. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, arch back, and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Sit nice and tall. Shoulders down, heads up. Control your breathing, nice and slow, mindful breaths. And then we're going to bend both elbows and come onto our thighs. So if you can get your elbows down here, fingertips pointing forward, jut your head, so a nice long extension of the head going up like a thunderbolt. See if you can feel your low back, mid back, and the top of your spine or cervical spine. Knees can be slightly apart so your belly has a place to go. And now I want you to breathe big belly breaths in. Inhale like you're filling up a balloon. And then exhale, squeeze your abdominal muscles in. So this is a counter pose to what we were just doing. Take 3 more inhales and exhales. Slower is harder. And when you finish that third exhalation, bring your hands down, let your shoulders dangle over your legs. Option to keep your chin tucked in and look under your chair, or to look forward. So if you've got blood pressure issues, I advise you to keep your head above your heart. If you're feeling good today and want to drop the crown of your head towards the floor, you can do that. It'll stretch out the back of your neck. Maybe relax the shoulder blades a little bit more, and the arms can dangle down. We'll hold here for a couple breaths. Again, really deep stretching into the back. All right, inhale and exhale. On your next inhalation, slide your hands up your legs, all the way to the hip creases. Very good. Straighten out the legs in front of you so that the knees are straight, legs are out long. And again, sit middle to the tip of the top of your chair, shoulders back, so just as legs are straight, shoulders are over hips. We're going to inhale, lift and extend the right leg. Point your right toes. So feel the engagement in the right leg. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips. And then lower the right foot. Now let's do the same thing on the left side. Lift the left leg, extension from the hip to the toe, point it out. Shoulders relaxed and lower. Think lower abdominals here. Inhale, right leg. See if you can go a little higher. And lower. Left leg extension. And lower. Don't slide out of your chair. The right leg. And lower. Left leg. Nice long legs. How high can you point your toes? Let's do 2 more on each side. Nice mindful movements. Awareness of the body. And then when you're complete, just rest for a second. We'll keep the knees straight, sit back tall if you kind of got slouchy like me. And we'll keep the hands on the tops of the thighs, and then begin to move our way nice and slow into a rounded fold. So tuck the chin towards your chest if it feels okay in the neck. And you won't probably go that far, but just tuck the chin in, push out through your shoulder blades so the back expands. The belly comes in on the exhalation. Just breathe. Find yourself reaching a little further down. And then when you're ready, we'll slide our hands nice and slow back to the hip creases. Roll the shoulders back and bend the knees, bring the feet back closer to you. Now we're going to lift up the right knee, hold on to it with the right hand, and then draw some circles. So movement in the hip. Just drawing a little circle in the air. If it feels like bones on bone, I advise you not to do this. You don't want to scratch the bones. Now circle in the other direction. And then when you feel complete on this side, we're just going to lower the right foot down, sit nice and tall again. Press both feet equally into the ground. Notice the right hip, and the left hip's a little jealous. So we'll lift up the left knee, hold onto the knee, and then draw some circles on this side. We're circling the other way. And then come back through center, drop your left foot next to the right foot, sit nice and tall. A couple of breaths here. Good. Now take the right arm out to the right side. And then reach it over your head for the side body stretch. Again, you can also hold the back of your head, putting your elbow bent. Good. Now release the right hand back up. Bring it behind you. So behind you, it's going to look like this. You're going to take your left hand and hold onto the right wrist. The back of the chair, you're going to drop down both shoulders. So trying to pull down the shoulders. Lean your head to the left shoulder. Feeling a yummy stretch on the right side. Deep breath in and out. Very good. Lift your head back up to neutral. Release your hands and roll out your wrist. And now we'll relax both hands back on our legs. Sit nice and tall. Reach your left arm out to the left side. Inhale that arm all the way up, reaching up. And then lean over to the right. Option to hold the back of your head, bending the elbow. That feels so good. All right, re-extend the left arm up. And then bring your left hand behind you. Take your right hand, hold your left wrist, draw your shoulders down, and then lean your head to the right shoulder. Smile in these lovely stretches. Feels good. All right, bring your head back to neutral. Release your wrist and roll them out once again. Now we'll take our hands and interlace them in front of us. Flip them over so that your thumbs point down and your hands are stretched out in front of you. So pull out the arms forward, lift the crown of your head up. So try to sit nice and tall. Now inhale, arms up overhead, big stretch. Lean to the right. If this hurts your hands, come back to just maybe palm to palm. Back up through center and we'll lean to the left. Now through center, release the arms out and down and fold forward. Let your arms dangle over your legs. Take your option with your head, either pointing the head straight down or looking forward, depending on what feels good in your head and your neck and your body today. We'll take a couple breaths here. We're going to move into some twist. So take your right forearm, your right elbow, and your right hand goes across both knees. Sweep your left arm up and gaze towards the left palm. Draw back your left shoulder. And then we'll switch it out. Left hand comes down across your lap. Right arm's going to mindfully move up and gaze up towards your right palm. We'll switch sides again. Right arm comes down, left arm sweeps up. And left arm comes down. Take a couple of these. Move at your own pace. Remember, it's just stretching. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like mine. All it has to do is feel good in your body. Take the time to really reach and breathe all the way up. And when you've had enough, just slow down even slower and just rest. Arms dangling by your legs again. Now mindfully press your feet into the ground, roll up, hands stay on the legs, shoulders roll back, and back to neutral Tadasana. Bring your thumbs back by your hips, or your hands by your hips, shoulders down, nice neutral stance. Let's take a second, breathe, relax, and rest. Now we're going to bring our feet closer together. So inner thighs touch your feet, big toes don't have to touch, but some of us have bigger thighs, like me. Now, we're going to take your left hand to the top of your head. Rub your belly. No, just kidding. But we're going to lift up the right knee. And as you lift up the right knee, see if you can push your head into your left hand. So feel that engagement, the head pushing up, the knee lifting up. And then lower. Let's do that a couple times. We'll stay on the right side, then we'll move to the left. So inhale, right knee up, head pushes into the hand. Lower. So keep going. I'm just going to talk as you do them. What I want you to think about when we're moving these poses, you're like, oh, it's not doing anything, but it is. Your muscles in your stomach are engaged. These little tiny movements are making a big old difference in your core. Two more. And relax. The other interesting thing about these, roll out your shoulders while we're talking, is that it may not seem like a lot, but if you do them on a consistent basis, you'll start to notice that your core is a little bit more stable, which helps with balance. A lot of times we focus on our big muscle groups, but these muscles in our abdominal Abdominal muscles are really important too. All right, now let's try the other side. Right hand goes to your head. We'll inhale, lift the left knee up, push your head into your hand. Keep squeezing that knee up, and then exhale, lower it down, soften the belly. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keep pushing the head up, knee comes up. It's harder than it looks. One more. Lower your hand, rest your arms, rest your legs. Good. Now extend the right foot forward. So push it out, point your toes up, and then we'll lower the right heel. So extension through the right leg. We're going to reach our arms back up to the sky, and then hinge at the waist coming forward, and we're going to come into another twist. Hands come to prayer to your heart. Now take your right elbow, point it towards your left knee. As you do that, push out through your right heel for the twist. Again, working those muscles. Come back through center. And then lower yourself over your right leg. Good, nice and slow, rise back up. Left knee stays bent, right leg comes up. Bend your right knee, hug it into your chest, and then take your right ankle and place it on top of your left knee or cross at the ankles. We're coming into that figure 4, pigeon pose or seated pigeon. Flex your foot. And now take your shoulders forward until you start to feel some tension, some stress in the hips and your psoas. And we're just trying to keep the spine nice and straight. And once you get here, I want you to close your eyes if possible. Think about softening the muscles in your hips. So visualize it in your head, a softening, a releasing, a letting go, loosening, relaxing, whatever that word is that triggers you, that whatever lands in your body. Some words just land, you just feel it, like someone says a word and you're like, oh, I get it. Very gently begin to lift up and lean back. Lean back and extend the right leg forward. Do a couple kicks with this leg out in the air. And then bend the knee and lower that foot back to the ground. Before we go to the other side, just sit nice and tall. Just rest and recover. And then when we're ready, right foot will stay on the ground, left foot will extend in front of you. Point your toes up. And then lower your left heel to the ground. Toes are still off, pointing up. And then we'll extend the arms up. Come into a flat back, so hinging at the waist, reach forward. Palms come to touch, and then bend the elbows, hands to your heart center. Twist to the right. So left elbow points down, right elbow tries to point up as best you can, and look to the right side of the room for the twist. You may find it harder to breathe in a twist, and that's because your diaphragm is getting all squished in there. So it doesn't have as much space. So you have to really try to breathe a little more control here. This twist. And now come back through center. And then take your hands down to your left leg. And you can round, you can tuck the chin in. Just take a nice long stretch. Left knee is straight, right knee is bent. Take your time. We're going to lift back up. As you do that, extend the left leg into the air in front of you. Now bend the knee and hug it into your chest. And then we'll hold on to the left foot with the right hand, or cross at the ankles. You take which one works for you today. And then once you get there, kind of adjust. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Flex your left foot. Knee points, well, the knee's going out to the side, but kind of feel like it's going down. I know for a lot of you, it's way up here. That's okay. You're just telling it in your mind to go down. It might not go there. Now, once you're where you want to be, you're going to sit and lean forward and close your eyes. Again, tell your body whatever word it needs to hear to relax, to let go, to soften. Find this exchange of energy, a little bit of force, a little bit of relaxation. Now when you're ready, mindfully lean back, extend the left leg, give it a couple kicks. Lower the left foot down. We're going to do one more big stretch up to the sky, arms out to the side and all the way up. Exhale, fold over both legs. If you want to stretch out the back of your neck, you can also hang your head on the back of your, interlace your hands and hold on to the back of your head, but that's pretty intense for the back of the neck. Or you can just keep your hands down by your shins. When you're ready, we'll take our time and just roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Lean back to the back of your chair, maybe straighten out your legs in front of you. If you have something you want to put your feet on, like I've got my couch nearby or something you want to put your feet on, you can for Savasana. So if you need to get adjusted, put your feet up and relax. I spent the weekend working in my yard, probably like some of the rest of you guys, and noticing all the weeds that pop up. Have you ever noticed how weeds are way easier to grow than flowers? They just show up. And if you think about like a metaphor of weeds in our mind, that's those negative thoughts. They just show up. You don't try to get them to grow, they're just there. So we have negative thoughts that will show up in our mind. They grow easily, doesn't take any effort for them to show up. And then eventually we have to do something to either live with them or to weed them out, to get rid of them. And for some people to get rid of those negative thoughts, that they will take some type of medication for it, which I'm not discounting medication. It's great for some people. But we can also help by acknowledging that we have these weeds, these negative thoughts, these feelings of discontent, and recognizing they're there, and then not watering them, not lingering on those thoughts, not adding value to those thoughts. So I want you to think about the flowers in your life, your family, friends, an acquaintance, the fact that we have this practice, anything that brings you joy, anything that enlivens you, that relaxes you, that you're passionate about. Those are your flowers in your life. And those are the things you want to water. Those are the things you want to tend to. Those are the things you want to nurture, that you want to grow, that you want to expand on. So for a moment here, just think about all the flowers, all the beautiful things in your life. And when you're ready, bring attention back to your breath. Take in a deep breath and fill up. And it's nice and slow. Exhale it out. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And now begin to make movements, stretch out through your hands, your feet. And we'll finish out our practice, reaching our arms way up above our head. And then bring your hands to prayer and stop with your thumbs resting right in between your eyebrows. May there always be peace and love in your thoughts. And then your thumbs travel to your lips. May there always be peace and love in your words. And then your thumbs travel to your heart. May there always be peace and love in your heart. I thank you so much for practicing with us this morning. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Namaste.